In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 NBA games happening on November 19, 2024, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 NBA games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start, if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. New Orleans Pelicans versus Dallas Mavericks. The NBA Cup action in West Group C continues on Tuesday as the New Orleans Pelicans face the Dallas Mavericks. In group play, the Pelicans are off to a strong start with a 1-0 record, while the Mavericks dropped their only NBA Cup game so far. The Pelicans are coming off a narrow 104-99 home loss to the Lakers, a game in which they managed to cover the spread as 7.5-point underdogs. Meanwhile, the Mavericks are riding high after an impressive road victory against the Oklahoma City Thunder, edging them out 121-119 as 7.5-point underdogs. Despite being plagued by injuries, the New Orleans Pelicans have demonstrated resilience and grit, staying competitive even when shorthanded. Just days ago, they secured a surprising victory over the Denver Nuggets, albeit a squad without Nikola Jokic. The Pelicans now face a tall task as double-digit underdogs against Dallas, hoping to secure their second consecutive Emirates NBA Cup victory. This team is beginning to find cohesion as the replacements and bench players adjust to their expanded roles. In their last outing, the Pelicans pushed the Lakers to the limit before falling short by just 5 points, showcasing their tenacity and determination. The Mavericks, on the other hand, recently snapped a 4-game losing streak with back-to-back wins against the Spurs and Thunder. The victory over Oklahoma City Thunder was particularly notable as it came without their star player, Luka Doncic, who is dealing with a knee issue and remains questionable for this game. Without Doncic, the Mavericks have struggled, evidenced by their 4-8 straight-up record last season in such situations. Although Dallas is on a 2-game win streak, their recent performances, including a disappointing loss to Utah, raise questions about their consistency as they aim to regain championship form. New Orleans has managed to compete despite their injury woes, maintaining a roster of capable NBA players. Their sole NBA Cup game thus far resulted in an impressive victory over the Nuggets, even with several key players sidelined. Trey Murphy's potential return could provide a much-needed boost as an additional scorer with size and perimeter shooting ability. Brandon Ingram, motivated by his contract aspirations, continues to shoulder the offensive load, particularly in the absence of the team's top stars. The Pelicans are learning to adapt with their current rotations, narrowly losing to the Lakers and taking down the Nuggets along the way. Meanwhile, Dallas has been inconsistent this season, recently enduring a 4-game skid that included a troubling loss to Utah. The Mavericks enter as the superior team on paper, especially at home, making a lopsided victory a plausible outcome. However, the Pelicans remain the most injury-depleted team in the league, with notable absences including C.J. McCollum, Herbert Jones, Zion Williamson, and Jose Alvarado. Despite this, Dallas has been unreliable against the spread, holding a 6-7-1 record on the season, and Doncic's uncertain status adds to the unpredictability. A double-digit spread without Luka on the floor would be hard to justify. While New Orleans may lack star power at the moment, they make up for it with heart and determination, embracing the role of underdogs night after night. If they can slow the pace of the game, they have a legitimate chance to stay within striking distance. As such, the New Orleans Pelicans to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. During their recent 1-7 slump, the Pelicans have struggled offensively, averaging only 102 points per game and failing to exceed 100 points in half of those contests. Injuries to key players have clearly hindered their ability to generate consistent scoring. Moreover, this matchup features 2 teams that rank in the bottom half of the league in pace. The Pelicans operate at the league's 27th ranked pace, averaging just 99.3 possessions per game, while the Mavericks sit at 20th, using 100.7 possessions per game. The Injury concerns and game time decisions surrounding this matchup suggest that both offenses will face challenges finding rhythm and chemistry. The Pelicans, relying on players who are not expected to feature heavily in the rotation, will likely adopt a methodical approach, emphasizing half-court sets to ensure Brandon Ingram gets touches and opportunities to create plays. With New Orleans ranking near the bottom of the league in pace and lacking individual shot creators, they have every reason to slow the game down even further. Meanwhile, the Mavericks, who also rank in the bottom third in tempo, have seen 2 of their last 3 games go under the total, with the exception being a faster-paced contest when Doncic was absent. Doncic's preference for isolation-heavy, clock-draining possessions further supports a slower tempo if he plays. Given these factors, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Oklahoma City Thunder versus San Antonio Spurs. The Oklahoma City Thunder are set to travel to Texas on Tuesday night for an intriguing Western Conference showdown against the San Antonio Spurs. The Thunder enter the game with an impressive 11-3 record, sitting atop the Western Conference standings. Meanwhile, the Spurs, at 6-8 for the season, are navigating through challenges as they continue to play without their iconic head coach Greg Popovich, who is recovering from a mild stroke suffered in October. Fortunately, Popovich is expected to make a full recovery, but his absence has left a noticeable void for the Spurs. Both teams are dealing with key player absences heading into this game. The Thunder remain without Chet Holmgren and Alex Caruso, while the Spurs are closely monitoring the status of Victor Wembanyama and Devin Vassell, both of whom are listed as day-to-day. The Thunder will be motivated to bounce back after a surprising upset loss to the short-handed Dallas Mavericks on Sunday, a game that halted their strong run of form. On the other hand, the Spurs may face an uphill battle if they are without Wembanyama, their most impactful player. When these two teams last faced off, the Thunder secured a 12-point victory in Oklahoma City. Although the Spurs managed to dominate the rebounding battle against the smaller Thunder lineup, that performance was more of an outlier given their season-long struggles on the boards. Currently, the Spurs rank 25th in the NBA in total rebounds per game. In that same contest, the Thunder excelled defensively, forcing 22 turnovers, including an impressive 16 steals, which aligns with their strong defensive efforts this season. Conversely, the Spurs have relied on a disciplined approach, ranking first in the league in fewest turnovers per game, showcasing their ability to protect possessions effectively. This careful style of play is likely to persist in Tuesday's rematch. The Thunder have been one of the league's most reliable teams both straight up and against the spread over the past 2 seasons, often proving profitable for those who back them. On the other side, the Spurs could face significant difficulties if Wembanyama, who has been downgraded to doubtful, is unable to play. Without their star player, the Spurs are a less formidable team. Historically, the Thunder have dominated this matchup, going 7-3 straight up and 8-2 against the spread in their last 10 games against the Spurs. Given the uncertainty surrounding Wembanyama's availability, the Oklahoma City Thunder to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. When these teams first met earlier this season, the combined score of 198 points fell well below the 221.5-point total set for that matchup. The Thunder's offense has experienced some struggles in Holmgren's absence, averaging just 108 points over their last 3 games. Meanwhile, the Spurs have shown limited offensive capability without Wembanyama, and his potential absence in this game only exacerbates those concerns. Even when Wembanyama has been available, San Antonio has struggled to score, managing 110 points or fewer in 9 games this season. Additionally, the Spurs rank 28th in the league in possessions per game, averaging just 100, indicating they prefer a slower pace. While the Thunder operate at a faster tempo, ranking 7th in the NBA in pace of play, their scoring output has been inconsistent, placing them 11th in points per game. They've gone under the projected point total in 2 of their last 3 contests. Similarly, the Spurs have stayed under the total in 3 of their last 5 games and generally avoid fast-paced matchups, ranking 17th in pace entering this contest. With a track record of lower scoring games between these teams, with the Unders hitting in 4 of their last 6 meetings, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Utah Jazz versus Los Angeles Lakers. The defending NBA Cup champions, the red-hot Los Angeles Lakers, are set to host the Utah Jazz in a Group B matchup of the West Division. Riding a wave of momentum, the Lakers will look to maintain their dominance as they compete to extend their stellar form in this year's NBA Cup. Conversely, the Jazz enter the game in dire straits, having lost their only NBA Cup game so far. They have also dropped 2 consecutive games and 3 out of their last 4 overall, with the worst record in the Western Conference at 3-10. This game marks Utah's first encounter with the Lakers this season. The Lakers come into the game with confidence, boasting an unblemished 6-0 record at home and riding a 5-game winning streak. They are currently tied for 3rd place in the Western Conference standings alongside the surprisingly strong Houston Rockets, trailing the first-place team by just 1.5 games. Furthermore, Los Angeles won their previous NBA Cup matchup, adding to their favorable position. Both teams will be dealing with injuries in this contest. The Jazz remain somewhat undermanned, with Walker Kessler and Jason Preston still sidelined. Similarly, the Lakers will be without Rui Hachimura and Cam Reddish, who remain unavailable. Despite their success, the Lakers have areas in need of improvement, particularly on the defensive end. Statistically, Los Angeles ranks 21st in the league in opponent 2-point percentage, 18th in opponent 3-point percentage, and 19th in defensive rebound percentage. These weaknesses could present opportunities for Utah to exploit. Although the Lakers are the superior team on paper, the Jazz have the potential to remain competitive. During Los Angeles' recent winning streak, only one of their victories came by a margin greater than 10 points. While it may be challenging for the Jazz to slow down Anthony Davis, they possess offensive weapons capable of capitalizing on the Lakers' defensive lapses. To remain in contention, Utah will need greater production from key players such as Lauri Markkanen and Jordan Clarkson. Clarkson, in particular, must improve his shooting efficiency, as he is currently making just 28% of his attempts from beyond the arc. With the Jazz ranking 11th in the NBA in 3-point attempt rate, a strong shooting performance could pose a significant threat to the Lakers. Despite being the favorites at home, the Lakers might face a closer contest than expected. While the Jazz have struggled overall, their performance has improved with the return of Markkanen and other key contributors. They have also been competitive against the spread, covering in 4 of their last 7 games. Meanwhile, the Lakers have struggled to cover as double-digit favorites, going just 3-5 against the spread in their last 8 games in such scenarios. Similarly, the Jazz have shown resilience as underdogs, covering the spread in 5 of their last 8 games when given a double-digit margin. Considering these trends, the Utah Jazz to cover the spread as underdogs is our full-game side pick. Both teams are likely to prioritize a fast-paced style of play in this matchup. Utah ranks 10th in the NBA in pace, averaging 99.2 possessions per 48 minutes, while the Lakers are close behind with an average of 99.1 possessions. However, the Jazz's tendency for turnovers could grant the Lakers plenty of opportunities for fast break points. Utah will aim to compensate with their strengths in 3-point shooting and second-chance scoring, as they rank 7th in the league in offensive rebound percentage. Although both teams' recent games have gone under the total, and the projected total for this game is relatively high, a high-scoring affair seems likely. Both the Jazz and Lakers have struggled defensively, which should open the door for an abundance of scoring opportunities. Therefore, over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.